back to the channel. Today we're going to go through a box of quarters. Obviously we're going to look for some silver. We will look for some die chips, die cracks. We'll be looking for some of the obvious DDOs, DDRs. We'll look for anything cool, Canadian. And then we're obviously going to be looking for the Lucid 2026. I don't think they're out yet, but we will see. Die crack right here. Little crack. I do have them where they chip. These are the typical Ks right here. A bunch of them Ks. The A's, even the N's, all three. I got quite a few of the progressions where I have multiple stages. This one here's early stage, right up in here. It may have come out of the same batch. I don't know. It's quite possible. Somebody had a couple rolls of them. Okay. I've had them where they were just totally unreadable. K and the A. Most of the time, that's the only ones that I see. I really don't see much else. Occasionally you find some issues up in here. I've found big cuds down in here, but most of the time it's the K, A, and N. That's those ones. Here's another favorite. See if I can spot this really quick. Right up in here, I die chip between the C and A. I've seen them between the C and in between the E and N on all three. These are the only ones that I found in this run. We have quite a few of these ones. Usually Eleanor's hat right up in here. I got quite a few that got die cracks from here the whole way down, almost down to the scale. I got a couple die chips in the lettering, but mostly it's the hat. Here you can see the crack where it's starting to chip out. You can see the crack here in the F where it's just coming down around, but it stopped here. This one here is pretty big. Kind of like the Burger King hat. Speaking of the Burger King hat, only found one. It's small, right in the corner. This one here is really typical for this one, around the bird. I do not find much other than the bird on that one. Here's an interesting one. Only on the peas, the majority of the peas. If you look between this and the D, you'll see that that's a dye chip up in there. It's the only one that I've noticed so far on this one. I got quite a few of them. Some of them are a lot bigger than the other. Here's another typical, almost all the peas. Right here in the hair. I've seen them at different sizes. I haven't found much else than that on these ones. It's usually the typical go-to. This one here is pretty popular. I find them up in here and up in here. Haven't found a whole lot as far as the windows doubling. Got a little issue here. I don't know what that is. But like I said, usually I got some pretty big ones up in there. Here's another one that I got quite a few of them. Notice the cracking from here down the face, down to the eye socket. That's about the only ones that I've seen so far. I also heard that there's some issues in the lettering, but I have yet to see them. And I think I got one with a dye crack right around the hand. Obviously, dye chips in there. The infamous extra fingers, extra claws. I got some that got some dye cracks up in here, big cuds. Oh, one more, yeah. Pretty popular, like I said, right up in there. This one here is pretty interesting. I find a lot of dye chips around the hope. Dominantly on the peas. All over the pea, well, all over the hope. Different sizes. Here's one that I don't find a whole lot on. Big dye chip there. I don't find too much on her. I mean, I've looked. And then this one here is pretty dirty. Usually I don't find much on her either, but he's infamous for having warts and herpes. The old herpes. I got some really big herpes off of these ones. And I still call that In God We Trust. It's a weak INT. I haven't found one that was invisible. I have found a lot of weak ones. Here's some other notable mentions. W. Weir Farm. I heard he has some issues. I've scoped a whole bunch of them. I haven't found any. Another W. This one here, also Weir Farm. yeah, you want to see the Privy V75. Oh, this one here is a little more used. Yeah, this one here definitely got me for years and years and years. Yeah, bats hang upside down. For the longest time, when I was looking at these quarters for errors, I was looking at them upside down, and I'm like, yeah. So, yep, that's 3 W's. We also got a Canadian 2019. Pretty nice Caribou. Uncrowned Queen. And the best of the best is a 1964. One silver. So that's not bad for a quarter box. I also, I got some really nice Women Series D's that I want to keep. Like I said, I want to keep a roll of P and D's. I also keep the 09s. And I got a couple really nice bicentennials that I keep. So, let's see if we can flip the camera around a little. I got these ones tubed up already. I gotta get a couple more tubes. These are the ones that we just went through. Some die chips. So, if you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, thank you and have a grateful day.